2 weeks since my last garden update, but the weather has been so absolutely freaking amazing that things have just grown so well. So I decided to do one now because everything just looks so great. But this is the blackberry bush. I don't remember if I showed it in my last thing, but it was how overgrown it was, and I clipped it back. So it's looking much nicer now. It's not sprawling everywhere. There's tons of berries. I had to cut off branches that had lots of berries, but I mean, if I have less going out to those crazy long branches, then more will come in here. So not a bad thing, but I like how it looks now. And then the cute little huckleberry back here. He's like, help me, I'm just barely getting the sun. And then these are my three blueberries that I did nothing to this year. I didn't even give them fertilizer, but I did give them some of my magic compost that I make. And then I mulched around here so the moisture stays in. So there's way more berries than I've ever had, even in these ones. These are, oh no, this is the new one. Or no, that's the, I'm sorry, they're crossing over. That's the new one, it doesn't have any berries. These two were moved from my last place, and this is way more berries in clusters like this than I've ever seen. So doing something right, I guess, even though that was nothing. But this is my salmon berry, and it has tons of vegetation, and I did cut this back a bit too, but not a whole lot of berries. So I'm not sure if I need to trim this or what, but it seems like in the back we're getting berries in this darker stuff, but this lighter stuff there's a whole lot of nothing. So it's kind of weird how big this is. I guess I'll have to maybe actually look up online what I'm doing wrong, but I'm gonna pause. So this is a couple of cantaloupe that I bought that just got planted in a bucket because I've run out of all my other pots. I'm growing so many things. And then I just wanted to show over here so I can show a progress video when it all grows in, how pretty this looks. But I bought 2 more salvia. I love salvia. This is hot lips and this is amethyst lips. And even more important, the hummingbirds and bees love it. So the 2 that I had, which are actually these same varieties, died over winter. It just got way too cold, and even though they're a perennial, they just didn't make it, sadly. But I found these guys on sale for only like, I think they were like $7.99 a piece or something at Ace Hardware. So really good deal, and hopefully they will do well. And then my lavender from last year came back. It's doing really nicely. And then these are plants I bought at the plant sale. I've got a eucalyptus, a Chinese lanterns, and pumpkins on a stick, which is kind of an ornamental eggplant. So we'll see if those all grow in, and I won't do another video till they're grown in because this is kind of just boring to show you little stems. And that's hopefully will be some dahlias, but I have my doubts. The potatoes continue to do really, really well. It looks like every single little seed potato I put in there sprouted because these pots are pretty much really evenly filled, which is quite nice. Usually I end up with like, you know, a couple that rot or something, but we had a very dry spring so far, so we didn't really have that after I planted these have any time where water would be sitting in there. So yeah, they're doing really, really well. And I just added soil like I think it was 2 weeks ago when I did that video right after that. So you can tell I already need to add more soil. And I may actually just put straw in there, and that's just to help keep the stem strong. But these pots are so big that they're, you know, most wind isn't really going to bother them anyway until they get a bit taller. And this is one of my tomatoes, and it's just starting to form little itty bitty tomatoes. And we will walk over here to the raised bed. Now I know this has grown a lot since that last video 2 weeks ago, but again, my awesome trellis that I got from Costco is working out really great for the peas. This is Sugar Magnolia tendril from Baker Creek, and look at the tendrils on this. I just am fascinated by this. They're so cool. It's like little delicate knotwork everywhere, but they're growing really well. I haven't seen any peas yet, but they are coming. And then that dark purple you can see down there, that is the oh gosh, what are they called? I don't even remember. Oh, amethyst purple something. And then there's some snow peas mixed up in here too. I think that's what these different leaves are down here, these guys. Yeah, because this is all the, yeah, this is the tendril. This is the snow peas, the shorter ones, and then the purple amethyst something, purple amethyst majesty or something. My tomatoes are all doing really well. I got 4 different types here. I just trimmed them all back. And it seems like this last one here, and I do remember trimming it, so all of a sudden I got to trim it back all again. So yeah, obviously it's getting enough sun, so that's a good thing. And there's some beets. That is a Trinidad scorpion pepper that I bought a couple weeks ago. And this is the Chinese pink celery, which it kind of died when I first got it, but then it all of a sudden had new growth. So yay, it was survived. These are some beets that are just about done. I was peeking at them the other day and they're starting to, you can see the orange there and the golden beet. And then let's go over here. Again, we have peas on here. This is sugar snaps. And then I think I put some of those, yeah, those sugar magnolia tendrils are on here as well. But look at the tendrils on there. Isn't that cool? They're just the coolest thing, I think. This is cauliflower. And then this was supposed to be the Romanesco, but it's not forming a like fractal head. It looks like, I think this is sprouting broccoli. I think it was mislabeled. This was like end of season sale item I bought, so who knows. I planted this in November. That's why it's almost done compared to everything else. This is all more cauliflower and more broccoli. Look how pretty that one is. I love that. But yeah, this broccoli all of a sudden, especially you'll see from that last video how much this is filled in. It's awesome. Love it. And then this is my strawberry patch. And I did add some fertilizer this year. And I'm getting lots of berries, but they're tiny berries. But I'm thinking I should pull out all that dead area there and put some nice soil. At least these two big patches here, because otherwise I feel like I just have like, you know, half the bed I could have of strawberries, because they'll throw out more, but if there's no good soil for them to grab onto, they're not going to really get very far. But I'm going to pause and go back around the corner now to the front. So we're at the bed that is in front of my bedroom window, and you can see Moon Pie Kitty sitting there. Hi, Moon Pie. But what is planted here is I've got some white onions, I've got some 3 types of garlic, and I've also got more white onions on the end. Now, we did have a problem here with these loose chickens and a rooster, and they got up here and they were digging around, and so I keep coming out here and like fixing them. They look awful. I don't know if any of these onions are going to be okay. Looks like my squash is coming back though. It was all trampled, or at least one of them. That other one looks pretty dead, but this one looks better. It's even starting to look at that. It's barely grown at all, and it's already throwing up little crookneck squash. And this is the rest of the onions, but yeah, they're looking pretty sad. And these 2 are elephant garlic that are just about done. So that is it for my vegetable gardens. Just wanted to update you. So hope you guys are planting, and I hope you don't have chickens destroying things. Oops, I was going to show you Moon Pie again, but he took off. But happy gardening, guys. Planters. So it's funny, I have 2 hydroponic gardens in my house, and the lettuce in them is doing so much better than the lettuce and kale that I planted in here months ago. I think it just stayed too cold for too long, and just, I mean, this kale is maybe half an inch taller than it was when I planted it, what, like 2 months ago? So yeah, I may forgo on having lettuce outside and just stick with my hydroponic garden. And then these lettuces I planted from seed around the same time I planted my garden. Or no, I'm sorry. I planted these months ago, actually. And then I planted my hydroponic garden like 2 weeks ago, and their plants are already like yay big. So yeah, crappy weather we had. But these radishes are looking good. This is the Japanese wasabi radish. And then there's some different lettuce here. And then I think these are some more of the golden beets. So, and there was beets here, but my friendly squirrels have been coming up here and just like, I think they like to take dirt baths in here, because look at that, it's trashed. Little jerks. Okay, see you later, guys.